Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Who was your crush, like an actor crush you had, like when you were a teenager or whatnot? Who was your actor?
Oh, when I was a teenager or now?
Okay, let's do both. I usually just say teenager.
When I was a teenager, I used to love Slater on Saved by the Bell.
You're lying. I loved him. I thought he was so hot.
Yes, Mario Lopez was like.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Also, he was like the only male person of color on the show, so there
exactly. Like, I mean, it's kind of like we had no choice, you know.
It was that or a white boy. Now what happened?
But now growing up, I mean, now you're grown.
Oh my God, I love Trayvon. He's from here. He was in Moonlight.
I know who you're talking about. That. Oh my God.
He's from North Texas. He's from here. He is so beautiful.
That dude he is a beautiful, you know, him and the
that mouth.
That mouth and them teeth. Oh.
And Denzel Washington's son, John David.
I don't like him. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like him. But who I will tell you, another, you know, my husband, I don't know how he feels about this, but I have a thing for dark-skinned men. But I mean, I don't know if you've seen pictures of my husband. He's just as high yellow as ever. But I love chocolate men.
Me too. And my husband's light-skinned too. He's the only light-skinned man I've ever been with.
The coffee guy, the one that was in Doja Cat's video, who played Tupac.
Oh, Kofi Sorobi.
Beautiful. I love him too.
I think he's beautiful with his mouth closed, but Queen Sugar ruined me on him because he cries so fucking much.
I didn't watch it, so yeah. But you know what? That dude Moonlight, that dude from Moonlight, beautiful.
But you know who my actual hall pass is, though, that I could actually try to get at if I get in proximity?
Uh-huh.
That my husband is okay with? Jay-Z. I love his mouth. I'm very orally fixated.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I met Jay-Z. I actually met Jay-Z and 50 Cent back when I was like 20. They're just not good looking in person. I mean, unless it's changed, you know, because these men, they alter in their faces too.
Yeah.
But when I met him in person, he just didn't do it.
I mean, I like his smile.
But I do like I love his personality.
And and to me, that's what it is. I love a smart, savvy businessman. Like, oh my God.
That is attractive about him. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me suck your dick on the way to this meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. But you know, let me tell you who mine is. But it's funny because I like him, but at the same time, like, I think he's starting to get to that age where he's not as attractive, I guess. I don't know. Some people don't age well, and I don't see I don't know. I saw a video of him and he didn't look all as great. Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why.
They're not going to age well. At a certain point, they're not going to age well.
Because, you know, I used to like Brad Pitt too. But Mark Wahlberg, if you look at like Mark Wahlberg when he was in the movie with Denzel, and Denzel looked good in that movie too. Was it Two Guns? I love Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is about him. I think I don't know. I used to have this weird fixation with white boys too, but he was my crush. But I can't really say he's my crush anymore. Now I think I done got back on my chocolate fix. Because that dude that you mentioned.
I've never been. There are some white men that I can say, oh, you know, he's attractive. Okay. You know, I don't think I can close the deal.
Yeah, that's
and I don't think I can close. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, but like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah, I like him. I've dated one.
Sean Connery.
Oh, I love Sean Connery. I do.
And Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum since Earth Girls Were Easy.
Oh yeah, but no, those were my crushes back in the day. But now I'm just kind of like, ooh, But yeah, but the dude from Moonlight.
I follow him on Instagram. I don't even know his name, but I have alerts that go off when he posts, honey, because I just want to look at him. He's so pretty. The skin and
I didn't even think. Oh my gosh. There was another guy too. Oh my God. How can I forget? The dude from Lovecraft. What was his name? I thought he was hot.
Tick.
I like him. What's wrong with me? I thought he was hot. You don't think he's hot?
think he's fine. I don't think he's cute though.
Maybe it is a fine because sometimes how us as women we'll see something we'll be like ooh, and then we'll be like, wait a minute, you ain't that cute.
Right, it's the swag. It's not the cuteness. Because
he has a lot of swag too. He does.
Bill, I think.
Yeah, I think he did. He did. He is from Texas. Yeah.
Texas boys be hitting it.
They do. Underrated like a mug. I love me some Texas men. And my husband, he is from Marshall, Texas.
My husband's from Chicago because I had to import mine. These Dallas boys, honey, there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, I got a little lucky, but yeah, they're good to look at.
He's imported because he's not from Dallas. These little Dallas boys, honey, this is the home of the $30,000 millionaire, and they just really think that you're interested in the wrong things.
Yes, there you go. There you go. They do. They definitely do. So let's see. There was, I think I had one more question for you, but I lost it. If you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now, what would be your dream job?
I do not dream of labor. No.
I hear you. Yeah.
I would love to be a lawyer.
You think so? I wanted to be growing up, but
a politician, a policymaker.
Yeah.
I would be Stacey Abrams if I was not a sexologist.
I love her. I was so happy for her when she got elected.
She makes my heart happy. And when I was little, I used to play like court. Like
yeah. I don't know. And I'm gonna be honest, I know a lot of people, they hate when I say this. I'm not too sold on Kamala just yet. Because I don't know. I watched her early on. She didn't play that black card initially. In my opinion, she didn't.
And so that's why her spouse is not black, and
because I'm Jamaican, and I'm like,
and her being an AKA, that's cute, and going to Howard and all that, that's cute. I'm not. Now my thing is this: I will support her whether I agree with her or not, because black women.
Exactly. We got to look for each other.
I can respectfully disagree with someone.
Yeah.
And still be supportive. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to stay away from the news because it gives me nightmares.
Who are you telling?
4 years specifically. And Instagram, runs wild with shit. But I look for my own news. I set times and days of the week where I will sit and search for news that I'm interested in. I cannot expose myself to the news cycle as it exists currently because the shit is damaging.
It is. It's very, very toxic. It's just, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm the only one questioning where's all this money coming. Because in I think June or July, we're supposed to start getting these checks for our kids. And I'm just I don't know.
I don't want it because they finna tax me on it. I don't want that shit. If you finna tax me on it, keep that shit.
Well, I'm not sure if it's 100% true, but you can opt out of it.
Oh, because I know the first two stimmies we couldn't opt out of it. So
they said they are.
I'm going to, just because I don't want that. I don't want that weight on my taxes. They can chill, for real. Yeah. And I think something happened in the news where someone said, I want to say it was Kamala that said that America is not racist. Something along those lines.
Oh yeah, she said that we're not we're not as the racist tone that they're kind of displaying is not accurate, and I'm just kind of I beg to fucking differ.
And so that to me is a concern. But I don't. And my thing is though, politicians, people expect black politicians to give a fuck about black people, and they don't always do that. And even if they do, there's only so much they can do because they have to have votes and support.
Look at Obama's a prime example. Obama can
because he did a lot of bullshit. He did airstrikes and drone strikes on innocent people overseas and stuff too. He was with the shits. You know what I'm saying? He was just swagged out when he did it.
Oh yeah, he didn't have that swag.
She got out there and said that shit, and I'm just
Yeah, that's what made me think about it. Just kind of reiterate that, I'm not too sold. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Biden pissed me the fuck off with that. You ain't black unless you vote for me.
Girl, I was I'm only voting for you because you're the lesser of two evils, sir. And actually, I think Biden may be more dangerous in the long run because he knows how to play the game. Trump was so stupid that he was just bumbling around. Biden can get the shit he want done under the radar, and we won't find out till he dead in the ground.
Right. But anyways, so I'm gonna go over some questions because I mean we did kind of talk about the polyamorous versus polygamy, and I got so many comments about it. It's just so weird how, I mean, I'm loving the fact that what was once taboo and off topic and now it's like people are trying to. I mean, people are curious. They're speaking their truth in it, because it's deep rooted. It's just that people weren't talking about. I mean, I believe it.
Right, it's been happening, and people aren't talking about it. Everybody knew what Grandpa had 3-4 families in 3 different cities. Yeah. Everybody knew the deal. They played their part, but that's because they didn't have options. Yeah. Or they understood and didn't care because they understood group economics. My thing is that it's okay if polygamy or polyamory is not for you. It's okay if monogamy is not for you. Yeah. But you're not going to be out here yucking other people's yums. Yeah. Shut up and mind your business. Mind the business that pay you and do what works best for you. And I think that's the biggest part that our country as a whole needs to chill with, is just understanding that it may not work for you, but if you just need to make space for others. Like we were talking about body positivity and stuff earlier. Body positivity is making space for people to make decisions with their bodies the way they want to, whether you fit it or not. Yeah. Be it surgery, be it airbrushing, be it a weave, be it a body, a corset or a faja, or whatever the fuck. Body positive looks like the very slim girl with her ribs showing in a bikini is also body positive. Exactly. Don't want to look at it either, but if she wants to step out like that, she can step out like that. And it's also a bitch that's built like me in a bikini, because if I want to, I'm going to. And it's just making space. Mind your business. Exactly. I love the fact that we really are trying to change it, because I remember as a kid, as a teenager, because I've always been curvy, chunky, whatever the hell you want to label it as. I was always that. And it's no offense to my mom or even my grandmother, but they used to always be like, hey, pull your shirt down. Like if you have on a little crop top, and they're like, so over the years, I started being very self-conscious. Like when I'm out in public, I make sure my rear's covered. I'm not showing any skin. And then sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? Like people really should mind their own business. If I want to walk around and flaunt, like, even the fact that my scars, because I get so much unsolicited advice about, oh, put some cocoa butter on it, or, what are you doing to your skin? And I'm just like, that's none of your motherfucking business. And for people to even feel like they can ask you that is a violation.
Exactly.
But I also think that when we have conversations around minding our business and doing and when you talk about your mom and grandma, like tell you put your shirt down, I want to give honor to the fact that the reason why things were the way they were before, keep pull your shirt down. It was more about safety, especially for Black girls. You know what I'm saying? And so it's now that's not necessarily the same need, and culture has evolved certainly in different ways. But I understand that the way shit used to be was how it had to be back then. Yeah. And so I think as we evolve as a culture, we also need to make space for the fact that no, they weren't fucked up. No, they weren't wrong. No, they weren't shaming us. No, they weren't. They were doing it from a place of preservation. Yeah. And so once we make space for that and understand that they were doing what they knew to do, you can't give retroactive speeding tickets for fucked up shit that happened back in the day. That's how it was. That's how it kind of needed to be. You know what I'm saying? And so now we can make space, and there is a level of liberation that comes with owning your own body, your own skin, and dressing it and adorning it the way you see fit. And so now Black people are giving that space too. White people been doing it. We are now giving ourselves permission to do it. And that's what this shift is looking like. And so I do give honor to the fact that it used to have to be that. Yeah. But I also am excited about the fact that it ain't now. Exactly. My daughter's not going to know the same shame scripts that I know. Yeah. But one thing that I do, I mean, yes, we are embracing it. But what I try to teach my daughter, my daughters, I have a 7-year, she's about to be 7, is that, yes, if you want to walk around with no bra on, or, your coochie cutters or whatever, just be aware. Be aware of your surroundings and also protect yourself. So in the same vein, what are you teaching your son about that? My son, I try to teach my son to be respectful, just because,
because let me tell you, my son is a boob and a butt. I can already tell because he's already grabbing on his mommy and patting her on the butt. And I have to teach him, like, baby, you can't just walk up to women and grab them. So I'm trying to teach my son to make sure that he's being respectful. Like, just because if mommy is wearing a tank top and her boobs might be out, that's not permission for you to touch.
Right.
If you see my booty, hanging out, my little boxers, because I walk around the house. My husband always says I walk around half naked. Half of it has to do with my disorder with my skin, because my clothes will even irritate my skin. So I do wear a lot of skinny, like the skinny camis and shorts. And I try to teach my son. I even try to teach my husband, because my husband, you have to remember, my husband is 40. I forgot how old he is. 41, 42. We're in different generations. I don't know. Are you and your husband in the same generation? I think you said he was older. Y'all are in the same?
Yeah, I'm 41 and he's 50.
Oh, so y'all are not, 50. Wait. y'all are in the same generation? Me and my husband are not. We're not. Oh, okay. No. I thought you said you were. I was like, so
no, I'm 41 and he'll be 50 this year.
Okay. So y'all might be, I don't know. All I know is that I am in a different generation compared to my husband. And my husband, I remember when we were talking about the whole marriage thing, property. I have to tell him, babe, I'm not your property. There are days that I do not feel like being touched. And he's had to kind of learn, because mine is mostly from trauma, because I've been sexually assaulted many times in my life. So if I see you and you put your, you reach out and maybe touch my shoulder, it doesn't bother me. But if I'm somewhere, like if I'm at the sink washing dishes and he just puts his hand on me, it triggers me. And it took a lot for him to learn that, and for me to retrain and say, okay, just, I need to, just not be so triggered by or traumatized by that experience. But at the same time, I still try to teach that to my son,
Yeah, my son is 17 now. And when he was little, like from birth, I would tell him, like, we talk about consent all the time. Even my 5-year-old, we talk about consent. And so I think a great reframe for your son would be like, if he tries to pop you in the butt or something like that, like, would you do that to a little boy? Because I tell my son that girls are just people.
Yeah.
Girls are just people. And so if you treat girls like people, because that's the issue. That's the issue.
That really
Men and boys don't treat women and girls like human beings, like people. And so that's how I teach him. I'm like, okay, girls are just people. And so he's more comfortable. He speaks to women. He has, home. He has friends that are girls that are just his friends. He has friends that are girls that are more his friends. It just depends. But he treats them like people, not like pussy on legs. Because the issue that I find with a lot of men is that they don't love women, but they love pussy. And they think that they love women because they love pussy. And that's separate.
Yeah, that is.
And consent is more than just body autonomy.
It is.
It's more than just sexual, stuff like that. But like the mind frame of ownership is real. And men and masculine identified folk are all socialized very similarly, regardless of race, in the context of womanhood and how to handle and navigate that. And so we have to actively plant seeds for trees we never gonna sit under. Like, I really hope that my goal for my son is that whoever his future partner or partners are, they don't have the same complaints about him that I had about his daddy.
Oh yeah.
That's my goal. They're not gonna have the same issues that I had with your dad. Now they may have other issues, but they're not gonna have the basic ass human rights issues that I had with your dad, with you.
And and I'm pretty sure I like, I said out of respect to my husband, I wasn't gonna. I mean, I try to be transparent, but there are things that CJ has worked on and he's made a 360 on. So me bringing that up is kind of like reopening the wound. So I'm gonna have to edit that, But I appreciate my husband for trying to change that whole energy.
Yeah, because he cares about you. Yeah, and that's why he's doing it.
So I had to use those I words and say, babe, you're making me feel like I'm a doll, not your wife. You make me feel like I'm just a play doll, a sex toy, and I had to also, and not to make excuses for him, I used to have to say, okay, I had to realize that his love language is touch. And it's not his fault. Also, it's not his fault that his wife, because I've been a victim of sexual abuse so much that it's a miracle that, that I'm even in this headspace that I'm in now, because I've lost count. I've blacked out on a lot of what's happened, but I've been sexually violated in so many ways. And I didn't really realize that how much it affected me until I got married. And I was stuck with that one man, and he was doing things and it was triggering those things. And then I felt guilty because in my mind, I'm like, this is not his fault.
Yeah.
Yes, he shouldn't treat me like an object, but no, I shouldn't make him feel like he's like a pervert or a rapist or something like that. But yeah.
It's about learning to speak your partner's love language with your love language's accent.
Yes.
So if, let's say your love language is words of affirmation.
And it is.
I know. So if your love language is words of affirmation and his is physical touch, then maybe he could just come and sit by you and just touch your hair, like, baby, your hair is so soft, and verbally affirm you while he's physically loving on you, because physical touch is more than just fucking. A lot of times people just think it's like hugging and kissing and fucking, and it's just like the touch of, because my partner is very much physical touch as well. He's like a house cat almost, which I never noticed. Like we'll be sitting, no matter where we are, he has to be touching me.
Yeah.
He has to, we'll be sitting at dinner.
It's a comfort thing.
On my shoulder. If we're sleeping in the bed, his foot gotta be touching me. It's something, I'll just touch his shoulder, we'll be laying down in the bed, and I'll just touch his shoulder. I won't even be up under him. I'll be on my side, he be on his side. I just reach out, touch his shoulder, and I can hear him go.
I might have to do that, because I'm telling you, when we're in bed, and then I don't know if you're familiar with fibromyalgia. Every time that I have a cycle, that's why I feel your pain with the whole cycle thing, menstrual periods, because I get a fibromyalgia flare up anytime around that cycle. And that's when I really walk around with no clothes, because it hurts. Like my clothes hurt. So I had to tell him, babe, there's going to be certain nights that I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to feel those needs, because his touch, and he's a big guy. He's 6'4", I'm 5'5". He's a big guy. And I had to tell him, I'm sorry, this is one of those days that it's, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to help you. So you know what I did? I extend my hand and let him hold my hand, because my hands aren't really affected as much.
Right.
I don't know how to explain the pain. It's mostly anywhere down the spine is where I feel that pain. I like how we got on consent and you got on your consent shirt. It's almost like the gods were like, okay, we're going to make this work. Dang it, girl, I'm trying to find the questions that my group had. I wrote them down and now I can't find it. Oh, you know what it was? You know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. I'm a prolific note taker, and I misplaced, I don't know where. Have you ever heard of a rocket book? It's like a reusable notebook. Because what was happening is, during school time, I would buy those quarter spirals and fill them up. So I saw on Amazon, they have a rocket book. It's like a reusable notebook. So I bought a special pen. Well, anyways, long story short, I misplaced that phone. That's why I can't find the questions. Because, I'm looking down the whole time, and it's because I'm trying to check my phone, and it dawned on me. I was like, I wrote those questions down in my rocket book. But I want to say one of it, I'm trying to remember what was the question about polygamy. That's not polygamy, polyamorous, that someone asked, and it was a good one. And I said, I wanted to talk to you about it. I can't recall it. It's cool. But yeah, I misplaced. I'm hoping I didn't lose it. I'm hoping it's in my car and fell out or something like that. But
I hope you didn't lose it. If it's like a special,
Yeah, I have a lot of, I don't know if I've told you this. I had a traumatic brain injury in 2016. It affects my short-term memory and things like that. And plus I have ADHD on top of that. So I'm a prolific note taker. I write notes all the time. Because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it, or then I'll get triggered and then it's too late, that type of thing. But yeah, and that's kind of what even got me into podcasting, because I was having trouble even, I still struggle with it, word finding. I could not communicate. I could not communicate. And one of the speech therapists, they said, try getting into public speaking. And it's helped me tremendously. I still have those moments where I'm like, I can't find the words or I'm forgetting what I'm saying and that type of thing. But, one of the things I just said, I'm 38. I'm not going to just say, okay, this is just it. My mind's bad. You know how some people, we make excuses for ourselves and be like, oh, I'm sorry, my mind's bad. I really do want to try to work through this. It's not, I don't want to say it's a disability, but this problem that I have.
It's just a difference. A learning difference. Yeah. But wait, you're 38 and your husband's 42. Y'all in the same generation.
Believe it or not, we're not. If you were born in, I think the cutoff was like 1982.
Oh.
And yeah, so
I would think more than anything, it would be his country ass Marshall, Texas socialization.
There you go. It's more than anything, but it's like, if I say that, sometimes he takes it a little way. And then not only that.
He can be he'll be offended by that.
Then let me tell you, another thing is, I'm very, like, people don't realize my Jamaican culture also, because Jamaicans, it's like their culture is so different. They're really big on that tough love, just, I don't know. They're very abrasive. Like, they're not very soft. They're a little rough around the edges. But yet I still kind of have that sensitive side. So like, I'll say it all the time. I'm a very complicated individual, because it's like, I'm the most sensitive asshole you'll meet. That's the best way to describe me, because I can be the biggest asshole, but yet I can also be, a little sensitive, when it comes to things. So yeah, my husband, he had to do a lot of homework when it came to me. Damn it, girl. I'm trying to remember some of the questions. But we had some good topics, though. I like where it went. I think some of them was like sex positions to please everyone. I think that was one, but I don't, I get it. You're a sexologist, but I feel like there's so many other things that entails with being a sexologist.
It's a lot of it. It's a lot of public health. It's a lot of social work. It's a lot of policy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of cultural awareness and commentary. It's a lot of history. It's a lot of communication. It's a lot of things. And stuff like the position stuff, it's very heteronormative, because the positions that satisfy everyone really don't exist, because it depends on the kind of sex you're having.
That too.
Is it anal sex? Is it P and V? Are you trimming? Yeah. Are you like, is it a trans person and a cis person? Is it so many levels?
I feel like that's a very vague thing to even question or ask. And no, shout out to that person. I apologize.